Hi, I'm Rudraj Mehta and I recently graduated from the IBDP program here at JBCN International School, Oshiwara, and I'm looking forward to study economics at a higher level in the UK. Since you mentioned conversation, I actually recall it happening here in a JBCN classroom itself. I remember in one of the younger grades, during economics lecture, I raised a question while discussing money and poverty. Why doesn't the bank just print more money? And many of the classmates just nodded along. And when we asked the question, our economics teacher laughed at our innocence and then started explaining. And suddenly I found myself learning about quantitative easing, central bank, interest rates, monetary policy, and I realized that there's so much to the economy that I haven't explored yet, so much about how the economy functions that I don't know yet. And that just did not sit right with me, and I had to know more. And that opened a realm to a never-ending quest of knowledge and a thirst to understand how the economy works. And I feel the subject turned and evolved into passion when I realized the real world significance of economics. During the IBDP program, the program itself equipped me with particular skills that I could use in real world scenarios, be it internships, research papers. My knowledge in economics showed that I can actually quantify real world change with what I've learned in the classroom. So when I realized the impact economics can make in the real world, I knew that this is the subject for me. This is a research paper that is very personal to me, and I feel economics research is meant to be very personal because if you have a question inside you and a drive to find out the answer, economics is the ideal subject to find out what you're exploring, because it does not only give you a yes and no answer, it gives you a qualitative and quantitative backing to why it is as it is. For example, during my research, I embodied my childhood. Growing up in Mumbai, in the suburbs of Andheri, I saw these numerous vegetable vendors as stalls crowding and flooding the streets of Andheri and all over Mumbai. And I myself used to purchase my house's weekly groceries from them. Weekly I used to go with my mother and purchase a big bag of groceries from them, and so did the rest of the community. However, about 8 months ago, I had a realization. I hadn't actually purchased vegetables physically from the vendor in over 5 years. I was stumped, and I immediately went to ask my mother that why did we stop going to the local vegetable vendors? And just like many others, she responded, she now uses online grocery services platforms such as Zepto, Big Basket, Grofers. And simultaneously, while I heard her answer, I noticed a rapid decrease in the local vegetable vendor stalls in Andheri. And I realized that, is this just a hypothesis that's in my mind, or is there actually a conclusion I can derive from this relation? And that's when I turned to economics to answer my question. So I spent the next 4 months conducting over 100 plus interviews with local vegetable vendors, where I used mathematical tools such as Pearson's analysis, chi-square analysis, and I uncovered the significant shift in consumer behavior to online platforms due to factors such as convenience, time efficiency, discounts, and so much more of convenience that you can get from sitting at your home and ordering online. I also collected revenue data from local vegetable vendors and conducted a regression analysis, which proved that there's a rapid decline in local vegetable vendor revenue from 2015 to 2024, which proved that while we switched to these online platforms, the local vegetables are in distress and their businesses are rapidly decreasing. So this research serves as a testament to society about how different market structures evolve from physical markets to online markets, and it really showed the importance of technology, the role technology plays in this adaptation. So once I realized the significance, I knew that economics is the ideal tool to use to study these market structures, and I wish to conduct more research like this in the future. Of course, these are experiences that I'll keep close to myself and cherish forever. First, SafeGold is basically a financial services company that deals in digital gold, and FirstRand is basically a commercial and investment bank. So one thing I want to convey as one of the main surprises would be the factor that age plays in such experiences. I mean, being the youngest member of the team at SafeGold, I expected a lot of challenges, and believe me, there were challenges. But the surprise was that how age can actually not be a con, but can actually be a pro and help you grow as an individual. Because age will not actually restrict you, but force you to compensate and work twice as harder to show your merit and show your capabilities. In sitting in that boardroom, I realized that whether you make mistakes or whether you thrive in that environment, you come back with the experience that you'll keep with you forever. And even tomorrow when I re-enter the world after completing my higher studies, I will forever keep the experience I had as a 17-year-old in that boardroom as the experience that laid the groundwork to be where I am that day. And age should not be a restriction, but should actually be a motivation for you to work twice as harder. As long as you do your research, you can use finance, economics and technology to in fact contribute and empower marginalized communities and lead society for a more productive change. Well, building things from scratch, building ideas from scratch has been something I've been focusing from the last 4 years of high school, whether it's creating the school's first MUN, finance club, a TEDx event. Building the ideas from scratch is more about building your relationships with people than just about the plans. Once I had the idea of the finance club, that wasn't it. That was just the beginning. The next step was pitching the idea to the board of teachers about why this club should be a part of the school. Then the MUN. We were a group of learners who were new to the idea itself, but turning our disbelief into physical evolution of the idea is something that I have really learned, and how to convey your idea to people, convey it to the school. Sharing your vision into a physical manifestation is something that's very important. So communication, networking and people skills is something that really helps building the ideas into execution. Well, of course, the experience when you see the acceptance letter on screen is unparalleled, because it is literally a physical manifestation of all the work that you have put in over the last 4 years. And seeing that, I immediately just showed the acceptance letter to my mom and she gave me a tight hug, because these offers are something that we have been discussing for the past few years now, and seeing it come to life and as an opportunity that's there in my hands now is something as a dream come true. And particularly, I feel my offer letters from whether it's US, UK, Australia or India or Singapore have held equal amount of joy for me in that context. I believe that the offer letters are basically a manifestation of all the work that I've put through in the past years, and there's nothing happier than seeing congrats, you've been accepted. The 4 years of high school are where you have to try and explore everything. While you have to keep your academic excellence on the top, that should not stop you from exploring the rest of what high school offers you. Whether it's sports, whether it's extracurriculars, whether it's competition, whether it's Olympiads, you should not be restricted by anything else. And the school life should be holistic. So there's no point focusing only on the academic part of it. But while that should be your topmost priority, you have to explore each and every realm that high school offers you. And for people who aspire to study economics or finance, I would suggest fall in love with the quantitative side of it, because mathematics is a part of economics, and once you fall in love with mathematics, the rest will just come to you. Immerse yourself in the real world, immerse yourself in physical experiences like internships, research papers, field work, and don't let your age restrict you, because what I have achieved in these 4 years, the next generation can achieve much more than that after learning from what our batch has done as a blueprint. So keep it as a blueprint and work on it and immerse yourself in as many experiences as you can.